Kelly Green with Realty Executive in Corpus Christi. I'm here to help you with all of your real estate needs. Give me a call today at 361-851-4466 or email me at kellygreen@realtyexecutives.com. I am on Facebook, Kelly Green Realtor. Call me today.
Join your fellow Starseeds, Lightworkers, and Experiencers at the 2024 Full Disclosure Now Conference, this July 15th to 18th. This conference will be a fun and positively life-changing experience for so many. In addition to 4 days and nights of presentations, there will be special event dinners, dancing, fun time on the beach, UFO night watch tours, film screenings, vendors, and more at the lovely Serrata Beach Resort on St. Pete Beach, Florida. Over 34 Montauk Project survivors, Secret Space Program whistleblowers, ET contactees, and psychic healers will be presenting in the name of the Full Disclosure Movement. The truth must be revealed if we're all to achieve our Star Trek future here and now. Get your event passes and book your stay now at fulldisclosuremovement.org.
And Major Hector Quintanilla is now the chief of Project Blue Book. Major Quintanilla, what are the objectives of Project Blue Book?
As I'm standing there, I kind of, it's a very hard feeling to describe. Skinny arms, skinny legs, but I could only see about half of this thing.
It was just an eye-opening experience. There was a ship coming over the house.
It was like a white light sort of thing that we saw. It was coming out of a cloud.
Hi guys, what's going on? Don here from Alien Strand Podcast. I'm getting some delays. I don't know what it is, man, but I am full of freaking energy today. Again. You know why? It's because I have coffee. Coffee, man, you gotta have coffee. Coffee makes you just go 150 miles an hour, man. All right, guys. So I know that you guys were used to watching me on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on Facebook. But man, all that changed. All that changed, and it sucks. It sucks, man. It sucks. You know why? Because these sons of bitches have been putting me in a bad spot, man, for the past couple of weeks, man. I'm gonna prove it to you today, man. I'm gonna show you the video proof of what these sons of bitches are doing to me on my podcast, man. And this is why a lot of people leave that freaking platform, right? They leave it because of what they're doing to people, man. A cancel. I'm gonna cancel you. I'm gonna cancel culture you. I'm gonna gaslight you. You're not telling the truth, man. You're not telling the truth. and they don't like that shit, right? They don't like it. It's just like, well, um, he's talking about aliens, man, and I don't think people can really need to know about that right now. Even though we're seeing a fucking 100 things of these goddamn things up, excuse my French, all these things up in the damn sky, right? We're seeing them all over the place. Everybody's witnessing them, right? But and I'm showing you the proof every day. And they're on Facebook with Mr. Zuckerberg. Those bastards. You know what? They can kiss my entire white ass. Every single one of them. They can kiss my ass all over it. All over. It's white. It is white. I hate to tell you this, but yeah, you see my skin color? It's a little white. So that means my ass is whiter, right? But I'm not going to show you because I don't do nudity. But but you guys don't want to see that, right? I know I don't. I mean, my wife's like, put your shorts back on. Put them back on. Put them back on. Yeah, right. So and it just sucks and it pisses me off. And I'm gonna freaking vent right now because these bastards are doing this shit to me all over Facebook, right? And I'm gonna call it what it is, fake book, because they don't like anything that I'm doing for some reason. They're saying, "Oh, you're spamming." We don't like that. Oh, we don't like what you're saying. It's not the truth, man. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, man? No, it is the truth because everybody is seeing it around me, man. Everybody out there is seeing it, right? And how can you not see all this shit above our skies that we are looking at, with our cell phones? Look, that's me right there. See that? I'm cussing in a storm. So it don't matter. I'm just gonna let loose for a little bit, all right? Because I want you guys to hear what the fuck I have to say because I'm tired of this. I'm tired, man. Like my friends, I'm tired. I'm tired, man. And I've had it up to here. But I'm happy about it, right? You know why? Because I can do that here. I can do that. People say, "Oh, you can't go to Rumble." No, don't go to Rumble. You're on that side of the fence. You're not on this side of the fence. No, man, I don't give a shit what side of the fence you're on. I don't care who the fuck you vote for. I don't care, man. We need to get disclosure out there. It's not about none of that shit, right? It's about disclosure. It's about disclosure. It's not about our presidents that are running our country and all this bullshit that we've been going through, and everybody's bank accounts are going to shit right now. But it's okay. It's okay. We have to be happy about it, right? It doesn't matter. But what we care about right now is what we are seeing above our skies, the shit that's happening right in front of us, right? And I told you guys, that I was going to do this at the very beginning. And I'm going to stop here in a bit, but I just want you guys to know that, and I'm going to show you exactly what they're doing to me. All right. So now, if you guys don't know, I posted this. My movie. Right. I was like, well, let me get some people to maybe they'll want to see my movie. Right. So I was like, well, let me see if I can get my movie out there. So I started sharing it to a couple of groups and things like that. Right. I said, hey, no harm, no foul. It's disclosure. Let's get it out there. Right. No. I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna be like Kurt Russell in Tombstone. No. Yeah. Yeah. Where's Wyatt? He's over there walking on water. That's exactly right, man. Because it's they need to stop doing this crap to me, right? And it takes a lot of us to show them that, hey, man, cut your shit out, man. Stop it already, man. Don't do that no more to people, man. So many people have left that platform, and I hate to say, but there's so many people on there, and that's the only reason I'm on it, because there's so many people on that platform. But I'm going to show you the proof, man. I'm going to freaking show you the proof. And so when I share my movies or links or things like that to any of you guys out there on Facebook, I'll tag you guys, right? Tags a few of you, sometimes, 50, 60 people that I know that are really into this, right? So those are the people I mainly tag. I don't tag people that they're not into it, because why do that to them, right? And I get that part. It's like just getting freaking mail that you don't want to see. But so I tagged my friend and her name's Soraya, and I was like, here, man, check out my movie. She's already seen it, yada yada. Anyway, she goes, man, every time you send me something, I can't see it. And I'm gonna show you. Just watch. This is a video of her of the post that I sent to her. Here it is. Here's one.
I need to go to bed before I go to the beach today.
And then I try to scroll, and that's the shit it does.
It's backward, yeah.
I've already added everybody else's, and yours is like that. Look at that.
See that? And this only happens to what I send her. This is through Facebook, okay? Now you say, well, maybe it's just your phone or phones, it's a whole piece of crap, or whatever. It's not working right, maybe. Right. And I gave that to them. But so she sends me another video. Later on, she says, here, check this out, man. Now I'm gonna show this to you right now.
Send me those pictures, bro. Like you said you would. Which ones? Check it. They got these. My boy. My boy.
Look at that shit that it's doing.
Come here, Henry.
See that shit right there?
And it only does it after you sent something. I try to hit add to profile on of them. When it deletes all of them or whatever, gets rid of them, then it goes away. And I'm able to see all the other notifications that people have tagged me on or whatever. But when you send one, this is what it does.
Mind you, this son of a bitches do that to me a couple of days ago. That was a couple of days ago. Right? And then they flagged me for spamming. They're like, oh, you're spamming. Don't be spamming on the alien groups, right? Here, check out this disclosure film. Check it out. They flagged me and took me down for like 19 hours. But I think they kind of cut it because everybody was bitching about it. I was bitching too. I was like, what? And then they said, you're sending nudity. You're naked. And I shared that today. I shared that to people so that you could see that they're saying that I'm naked. Are you kidding me right now? Come on, man. And that's their excuse. That's their cancel culture kind of crap, man. This is a shit that we're going through every day. And not just me, but I have another friend. His name's Don Rogers, man. Good. I just met him and I had a podcast with him. I talked about this earlier. They did the same crap to him too. He shared a photo of an alien. They shut him down, man. And to me, if you're gonna, it's called social media, man. Social media. We're being social. We're talking to each other. We're talking about extraterrestrials. We're talking about whatever. What happened in your day to day. I'm driving my car, or this happened, or that happened, or some shit in the news. Right. This is what we talk about every day. Right. Social media. Now, if you're gonna have a social media, you might as well just call it my media, right? It's because it's not social. You're making it anti-social, really, in reality, when you're doing that shit to people that are trying to. And then, wait, they're saying, well, no, you have to pay me $100 so you can show your movie so we can put your commercial out in front so everybody can see it on their timelines, right? They want my money, right? They don't want me to do that. It's social media. But when you don't pay them, it's like, oh, no. Zuckerberg needs a new pair of shoes, right? No, man. And then they pull that shit. Now, I'm going to show you something else, okay? And this is all proof. I'm almost done ranting, okay? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man. All right. So, if you like what I'm talking about, give me a thumbs up or say something, say, hey, what's going on? I like what you say. Because you know what? If it's the truth, all I'm doing, man, is I'm saying it like it is. I tell the truth, and that's what it is. I don't bullshit and I don't sugarcoat a fucking thing. All right. So, and this is what I'm trying to say, man. That's what I say. I hope kids are not watching today, please, and not turn your phone away or whatever. But I'm saying it because I'm pissed and I'm freaking tired already. Tired. So anyway, another friend of mine. I don't know if you know her, Rosie. She plays folk music, guitar. She has a ranch out there. Anyway, she says, "Hey, I'm going to share your post on Rumble. It's coming up tonight." She was excited about it. People were excited about seeing this podcast tonight, right? So I said, "All right, I'm going to show you exactly what happened to her as soon as she posted it. So watch." She says, "I just got in trouble on Facebook for sharing your Rumble post." And I said, "What?" She says, "They told me that I said it in an intimidated way." And she says, "Hang on, I'll show you. Look at that. We removed your post because it looks like you tried to get likes and shares for the video into a misleading kind of way." Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look, man, if nobody liked what I had to say, I would have 0 followers, right? 0 or 0 people watching this tonight, right? And I see you guys out there. I see you guys out there. I'm glad. Thank you for watching tonight, because this needs to be said, right? Now, if you go to my Alien Strand on Facebook, I'm going to say this in a misleading kind of way. So, it's a business webpage. It's not a group. It's not a personal page. It's a business podcast page. If you go to that page, it's got 12,200 followers on just that page itself. It's not a group. All right. I've been building that since 2019, since I started podcasting. Right. So if I was being misleading and I was trying to do any kind of crap and all that, I wouldn't have that many people watching or following my podcast. And it's not just a podcast, man. I post videos, all that good stuff on there on just disclosure. On just disclosure. Kelly Green's watching. You are. I told her, I said, watch tonight, God damn it. I said, because I'm going to let these sons of bitches have it. This is about the only time you're going to hear me talk like this. And believe me, I have a sailor's mouth, and my wife knows this. And everybody around me knows this. Because once I get pissed, get out of my way, please. I don't want to be in front and talk to, man, I could be at Walmart and I'll let people have it. And it's just, I can't help it. I can't help it, man. It's just, that's why I try to be happy. I try to do that only reason because, I don't like to get upset, because when I do get upset, I go over the top. I don't like it. And that's why I always put happy stuff, good stuff on my Facebook, positive vibes for people, because I think they should know this, right? And because it's the aura that you carry with you, that you take and you show other people, right? And that's why I try to be the way I am, because of that. Ryan Keys, go get him, man. Damn right, I'm gonna get him. I'm tired of that shit already. They've been doing this to me over and over and over, and I have not done a damn thing wrong. Nothing wrong. You know what I mean? All I have done is just kind of post what everybody else is posting out there and saying the truth, saying it like it is. God damn it! Because if you don't speak your mind, man. And this is what I say. It's the same with everybody, both ufologists or citizen ufologists, because that's what we are. We are citizen freaking ufologists. We're not these, we're going to a university and we're going to get our doctorate in no, man, that curriculum does not exist, right? So we are who we are as citizen ufologists, and we give disclosure out there to everybody out there that wants to listen and wants to learn, right? That's what we have Alien Strand Disclosure Project is. If you want to learn, you go to that page and we're going to show you, right? That's what we do. And I'm on my wit's end with fake book already. It should just be called me book. What the hell? And anyway, everybody's about, hey, look at me, me. And I get it. I get what people are doing, but there's people that are really serious into this, and we're, like I said before, we're citizen ufologists trying to show people the right things and the right what we're seeing, and know that you're not crazy, man. You know, you are not crazy. I'm almost done with my rant, but I hope everybody understands where I'm at right now. I hope you understand how frustrated I am right now because of it. The film, the middle part two. You know what? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. It's doing really, really well. If you've watched it on Amazon Prime, the middle part two, thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you've done. I think we have about. I just looked at it about an hour ago. We have about 7,300 hours viewed. That's how it shows on Amazon. That's wonderful, man. That's great. That means people are watching the film and they're learning. They're learning by the film. As like I said before, there's a lot of us that are experiencing those same things that are happening in that film, right? What I show with Ryan Keaton, Robert Bro, Terry Lynch, right? And Terry was supposed to be on tonight. I can't get a hold of him. Come on, Terry, where are you at, man? Somebody give him a call, please. Hopefully he pops out here soon. He might have fallen asleep or taken a nap or something. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So now you know where I'm coming from, guys. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not saying something that I'm just talking straight out of my rear end. Okay. I'm showing you things that what they are doing to me. Right. And it's really, really unfair. The backlash I'm getting, and it's not from, it's how they believe. Even if somebody was to reported me or whatever, that I was spamming or whatever, they didn't even investigate or even look at it. They just said right away, I was nude, I was naked. No, man, that did not happen. All right, you'll never see that. You'll never see me naked and all this crap and all this bullshit. You ain't never gonna see it. Hey, wait, I'm gonna drink some more coffee. God damn it! Because you know why? We're gonna get good here in a second. All right, I'm gonna show you some good stuff. Now that I've had some Folgers extra, yeah. All right, man. So I'm gonna get out of that rant. I'm gonna put myself in a. I gotta get out of that shit. I gotta get away from it. I'm not angry no more. I'm not angry. All right. Here you go. Alien Strand Podcast. Come on, man. Let's get back to work. And I'm going to show you. Okay. So today, I talked about this podcast, we or they, right? So let's get into it. It's going to be we or they, or just all of us in general, right? And what I mean by that is that us living in this universe, vast universe that is constantly expanding, and it's almost like going into infinity, right? Just and beyond. It's going all over, right? And it's constantly spreading. We're moving, like I said in the last podcast. Did you know that the Earth is moving 6 inches per year away from the sun? Kind of hard to believe. It's freaking hot as it is down here in South Texas, but it's the truth. 6 centimeters per year, the Earth moves away from the sun. We've been expanding, which means everything's expanding. It's moving, right? Outwards. When you saw the video of Terrence, I don't know if you saw the Joe Rogan. I'm going to show you a video of him talking, but science now and these major key players that are scientists in quantum physics or quantum mathematics or all that are starting to they're starting to open up their mind just a little bit more outside that box or those mathematical theories, right? So they're saying maybe there's something deeper, right? And let me show you this video, right? Thank you. That was a great. He said that was a great podcast. I'm going to show you this video and just let you know where their mentality. and their thought process is now with humanity, us, them, and the universe, right? So here, let me show you this video real quick.
The greatest of all cosmic perspectives that exist, and it's the revelation that emerged mid-20th century that the atoms of our body are traceable to the crucibles in the centers of stars that then later exploded, scattering that enrichment into pristine gas clouds that then formed star systems with planets, one of which was the sun with Earth, so that we're not simply in this universe. The universe is alive within us. That is a gift of modern astrophysics to civilization that borders on the spiritual, so that when you stand out in the night sky and look up, you say, well, I'm small and the universe is big. You might say that and it'd be true, but a bigger fact than that is you are made of the same ingredients as those stars. We're not just poetically, we are literally stardust that achieve consciousness to contemplate the extent of the universe in which we live. And so the greater is that moving horizon, the more of this we find that we are a participant of in the great unfolding of cosmic events.
Is that beautiful or what? Is that beautiful or what? Coming from him, Degrassi, coming from him, and he's very like he'll fight you tooth and nail on mathematics and astrology and all that good stuff, astrophysics. He will fight you tooth and nail on things, but the thing that he understands the most is that we are all connected and we are all made of the same material of the stardust, right? And it's crazy how it if you really don't think about it that way, as we get, our lives progress, we get old, we die or whatever, we get cremated, we turn to ash, right? We're made out of those elements, the same elements that are made these planets, right? The planets are made with these elements. Plants are made with these exact same elements, right? Everything around us is made, the grass, the ground, trees, everything, birds are made with these same elements, right? Which means we are all universally connected, right? Which means you are connected to the universe even in the afterlife, right? You are a part of it. And I don't know if you saw Terrence Howard, but he talked about that a little bit on Joe Rogan's podcast. That was a great podcast. And it's about 3 hours long. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. If you're into quantum physics, the theory of everything, almost like just knowing the knowledge. And what he did was he opened up a new chapter in quantum physics. That's exactly what he did. A brand new chapter. And he got it to where he wasn't people were still calling him crazy. Like right now, if you look on your YouTube pages, it'll say Howard, Terrence Howard, he was talking like he was a poet, he was acting, whatever. No, this man's an intelligent human being. Intelligent. And you have to watch him. He's the actor that did a lot of films, and I didn't know how smart he really was until I watched that 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast, right? But I'm going to show you his theory of life, basically of life, and this is where it's going to start, to where he's talking about life and consciousness, right? So, well, let's watch this real quick. And then that way you'll know where I'm at.
Misuse this stuff. So we have a board of members that dictate how these things will be licensed out and how they're used. So it's not just on me.
So where do you think consciousness is coming from?
Everything is alive.
Everything is conscious.
Everything is, like, if you take it from the biblical thing, what part of the universe wasn't made from the creator? That he picks up some other, if the creator is eternal.
So we just don't think of them as being alive because they don't move and they don't talk to us.
We don't speak their language.
We don't have the sensory ability to perceive their consciousness.
But we know, we've learned, like if you look at The Secret Life of Plants, they show that they'll take plants of the same mother and father and they'll seedlings and they'll watch the root growth. And because they are siblings, they are moderate in their root growth. But then they'll take the same species of plant, but use a different seed from another parent and they're more aggressive in their root growth.
Wow, they're cooperative.
They're
instead of competitive.
Yes, when they're in the family. The tree, they'll take radioactive carbon or nitrogen and put it on the leaf of a mother tree, of a fern or of some kind, or fir tree, and they will put isotope or radioactive identifier at its offspring, and you'll see that mother tree is, through the mycelia, is taking that nitrogen and giving it to its youngsters.
Yes. Yeah.
They call out and they speak and they're interactive and
they share resources.
They're alive and sentient because everything is alive. But we see everything as dead because of what the Bible said. Because it breathed into life, and the universe is just one big nothingness of dead. There's nothing dead in the universe. Everything is alive and everything is a piece of God. So when we do good things, then God is considered, God is good. When we do bad things, God works in mysterious ways. It's just how we are behaving. And we can all take the conscious level and recognize, okay, somebody's got to do the right thing. And if you do the right thing, the right things happen. And you're going up against the stream of mankind.
Wow. He said everything's alive, right? Everything is alive. And he says everything is just like a piece of God, right? Which God can be anything to anybody, whatever you want to call it, the universe, whatever, the creation of all, whatever. We are all a part of that, right? And that's what he's explaining in that podcast, right? And he goes real deep on that. And I brought that out because it just resonated in me, because I was like, well, you know what? It makes sense. Everything is alive. You know how you talk to a plant and you tell it nice things, whatever. Hey, how you doing? Spray it some water, yada yada yada. Give it some nice sunlight. Talk real nice to it. It'll grow nice and green. You'll get a flower. Talk real ugly to a plant. Hey, F you or whatever. Piece of whatever. Tell that to a plant. It'll die. Why is that? You tell me that. Why is that possible? If a plant is just a plant, we just see things as not even a living thing, right? So if it flourishes because you're telling it nice things, then it does have some kind of a consciousness, man. Think about that just for a minute. It's feeling what you're saying, right? So that consciousness is inside of that plant, a different kind of consciousness, right? It understands. What does that? Doesn't speak our language. The plant doesn't speak our language. A plant can't build a car or whatever on its own. It can't talk or anything like that. But it does resonate within the universe, within the same molecular structure that we're made out of, carbon, right? We're made out of all of that as the same ingredients that plant is made out of. So we all kind of connect and resonate with it together, right? And these are why things and living things that you don't realize that they're living are connected with you universally, right? That's exactly what it is. And you have to really open your mind. Just think about it just for a minute. We're not talking about religion here. We're not talking about none of that. We're just talking about you opening your mind just a little bit to the contact that we are actually making with everything around us, the meaning of everything, right? Like you've seen people that do air bending. In other words, like they can control the air, make it come, they can control water, making the water push out, bring forward and backwards. How in the hell do you do that if you're not connected to it, right? So just think about it that way. That we are all universally connected. Even you and I, everybody out there. So this is why I always say in my podcast, usually at the end or whatever, I always say, you know what, be kind to each other, be good to each other, even though if you don't believe in whatever, just to be a good person, you'll pass that nice good juju on to somebody else that's maybe having a bad day, right? So just like the plant, if you talk nice to the plant, it's gonna flourish and grow and beautiful, and it's gonna flower a beautiful flower, right? The same thing could happen to people, man. If you think about it, it's the same thing. So stay in that mode, stay in that positive mode, right? And just think about that. Everything that how you are universally connected. This is why you can see E5. This is why CE3 happens. This is why people have made contact with extraterrestrials that are out there in space and time and in our timeline and could jump in and out of our dimensions because of this, right? Because they are connected to us somehow. They're part of the universe, regardless if they don't live in this planet or not. They are connected, and they can connect to you because they have a higher sense of I don't know, man, brain or something. They know how. They're just from a different species, you know. Now that I brought you into that deep, deep level, let me bring you back just for a second. All right. So I'm going to give you something else to think about. Now that we're talking about the universe, the beginning of time, things like that, how we're connected. Now, there's one more video of this kind of this subject, um, and this is by Billy Carson and Joe Rogan. I saw this today, and I thought, wow, that's pretty freaking interesting. I kind of didn't know it. I mean, I read about it, but I just didn't realize it as it resonated after I watched it a couple of times. So here it is. Check this out.
These tablets, what are they called again?
You're talking about the Sumerian Kings list.
Can you show me that, Jamie? I want to see what that looks like.
It's a giant four-sided tablet located in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, England.
This is it right here?
That's it right there. Those are all four sides.
And how old is this?
This is, they're saying 6,000, but...
Can you make it bigger, Jamie?
Believe me, it's much older than that. This is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy over tens of thousands of years, in my opinion. But this text gives the reigns of kings in shars. S-H-A-R. A shar is 3,600 years. So one shar would be 3,600. See, 241,000 years of rule.
Whoa.
On that stone right there.
The Sumerian Kings list.
Yeah.
Now, if this is right, if this is all true, what a mind-blowing idea.
Yeah.
That humans have been around, that we were engineered hundreds of thousands of years ago, and that this is the reason why there's this bizarre shift between lower primates.
Now, I brought you back a little bit to kind of think about how the Sumerians, their tablets have been around 300,000 years and maybe more, right? That's how old these tablets are, right? And of course, everybody thinks they were deciphered by Zechariah Stitchin, and they actually weren't. They were deciphered by this other gentleman. I think his last name was Smith. Around 1851, somewhere around there. He actually deciphered those tablets. Zechariah Stitchin just brought that to our attention in the 70s, later in the 70s through the 90s, right? And that's deep because it kind of gets you thinking, well, these guys were talking about creating people, using gold and going from planet to planet. And these were like extraterrestrials, right? And that's how we see these, how they infused their DNA with a sapien that was down here, right? A hominid being that was down here. And this is their story, that they did that to make who we are, right? And this is in these tablets, right? Of course, it's these tablets are older than the Bible, right? But and they said that these stories are kind of mirrored from that. And maybe it could have been kind of changed up a little bit back and forth. But you got to think about it too. It's like when something happens in another part of the world, let's just say they didn't have the technology. They were able to get a boat and get across, and then they told the people in this homeland stories of what happened back then. Of course, as you know, as we talk about stories, the story that you say, by the time it gets to the fourth or fifth person, it just changes, and it changes over time, right? So yeah, it's a possibility that those stories could have been, it could have started something as something small and kind of grew into what it was. You got to remember the Sumerians, that the Sumerian texts were actually religious texts. That was a religion to them, like it is to Christianity, to the Bible, right? Same thing, exact same thing, and it just sounds better. Sumeria, Sumerians. You know what I mean? Anunnaki. It just, and I think that's the way why people look at it, those tablets and things in that sense, not as a religious text, right? So, and this is why it goes deeper, right? It goes deeper and further back than we have to really think about, right? As I was talking about earlier, the universal of everything, the universe of everything, how we are all connected. They talked about the Enki and Enlil, and these are the characters that played out in the Anunnaki, right? These were the main characters, saying that they are the actual creators of the universe, right? Could it have been? I don't know. It's maybe not. I'm open to thinking about everything, but still, what created the universe? And that's where it comes. What came first, the chicken or the egg, right? You got to think about that. And if you ponder on that tonight when you're asleep, yeah, I know it's an old thing that we've said since grade school, but what came first, the chicken or the egg? Which one do you think came first? And you can sit and sleep on that all night long and how it started, right? And the thing is, we'll never really know, man. You know, you ain't never gonna really know. And that's the truth and the reality of everything. All we can do is kind of speculate and look at our history that we have as humans and humanoids here on Earth, and we can see that what's been dug into the ground, like at Galepi, they can I mean that's a what 12,000 or 11,600 year old place that was buried under the earth, and of course me and Terry Lynch talked about that. What we thought happened there, because you only see the cool pictures, you only see the teas, and the pictures of the little animals that they inscribe. You guys only see that. You don't see the other stuff. A lot of the other stuff that they found. A lot of sexual innuendos. A lot. A lot with animals. You get where I'm going? And I think this is why they buried it. Wouldn't you? Ugh. Ugh. Cochinos. You know, and I know we're trying to look, and then you never see what people they were. Who were they? Who were the people? No pictures of the people, just pictures of the animals. And then these guys holding their whats, their dingly dongs. But you don't see that in the Galepi Tepe. You don't see those pictures. And if you have, you know what I'm talking about, right? I have posted them before. So just know that there's a lot of things we speculate, and I'm speculating myself too. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they weren't playing with they weren't being cochinos. You know what I mean? But we don't know. We don't know. I want to show you this video. Let's get out of that subject. I'm gonna get that thought out of my mind. 'Cause that's just a bad thought, man. I can't picture that no more. I don't want to see Gillespie Tepe right now. Okay. So and if you guys don't know what that is, that's some kind of burial ground that they found in Turkey. They just dug it out, and they've been digging it out for a few years now, and they just kind of carbon dated it to 11,600 years of, and it's a round structure. Like they were having some kind of, I don't know, there was just some stuff going on there that guys don't want to even think about, right? So anyway, check out this. This is a video. This is a cool video of UFO. I want you guys to see this. It just popped out, and it's up, let's see, above a cloud, but it's clear as day. It's clear as day. Check this out.
Apa iku lur? Apik Kaya nakikita noon. Ay, pelangi kan HP, kaya tak pelangi. Kaya tak pelangi. Mbok apa iku? Iku ya pantulan dari cahaya matahari. Iya paling pelangi.
No one suspects.
Wow. Did you see that? That was like right above the cloud. Beautiful picture, beautiful video of that UFO above the cloud. And it's not a luminous cloud or whatever. And you could see like another little black orb going into that UFO. Was that a great shot or what, man? I mean, these are the things that people are catching daily, man. Daily. On their phones, on their, these are the things that I show people of what's happening all over the world, right? Ryan says it's a great catch. Yes, it is a great catch. And these are like I said, these are the things that I show on Fake Book and all these. This is a great platform. I love the Rumble platform. It's amazing. And it's because I can show this without being flagged and all that bull crap that comes along, right? Because why? What happens if I get flagged? I want to be like this lady right here. Louise Jenkins, 1957. She says the first woman to wish a motherfucker would. I love her, man. I'm gonna be just like her. I swear to God. I wish they would. Yeah, just go ahead and touch me. Hey, look at her smoking that cigarette. Oh my God, I love that. I'm gonna frame that. I'm gonna put it in my wall. That's very inspirational for me because that's just who I am. I wish it would. Yeah, I wish it would, man. I really wish it would. But I got a couple of more videos to show you. Or actually, one more video. And this thing that was caught right here recently. I don't think it has any sound to it. But man, it just freaking blew me away because we never get to see these guys. This is a cool little bottle of tequila. Have you just noticed I haven't opened it? So it's very rare that you get to see these guys, right? Every once in a while you have a great catch. Now, if you go to watch my film part 2 and part 3, you're going to see these little guys. They're going to be a lot on my films. So this was an accidental catch of a kid that was using fireworks and somebody caught something in the background, right? There's no sound to it, but I guess I can talk through it so that way if you can hear me, I'll show you exactly what was going on. It's pretty much self-explanatory, but it's an amazing catch, man, because these are the things that you guys need to see of what's happening in the background, even at night when you're not really realizing exactly what's happening, right? Here we go. So this is in West Virginia in 2011. So let's see this little kid popping these fireworks. But if you look to the left of him, kind of hard to tell. Look to the left of him. Now, there's some kind of extraterrestrial being right there. Look at that. And they start getting, a little bit closer to it. Look at the way this thing looks. It almost looks like an insect, but it's got a neck. It has shoulders. Check that out. Here you can see the eye. It's like the glare of the eye on it on the side, right? Look at that. So there's an actual shiny part on the eye. Right there is a perfect shot of what you're seeing. And this was in the woods, in the background of that little kid that you saw, right? These are the things that people catch in the freaking background, guys. In the background, and at night when you're not looking, these things are actually watching you. And that's a scary thing, man, because you don't know what's standing there in the dark, right? But what you just saw was right there, right in front of you, man. And I have a feeling, Mr. Ryan Keaton, I have a feeling that these things are around you. You just can't see them the same way. If you watch the middle part two, where Ryan explains himself, he has a lot of paranormal stuff happen, every once in a while in his home. He says, it looks like the one I just caught on the doorbell camera. Oh, I was supposed to call you today. I'm sorry, brother. Maybe afterwards, after this podcast. But he's saying it looks just like it. Let me run it again so you guys can see what's going on. Well, a kid with fireworks, right? And here we go. It's right there on the left. It's kind of hard to see at first, but there it is, right? They start zooming in. Whoever did this did a great analysis on this, right? Awesome analysis. Looks like an insect, long neck. How many people have you known have seen something like this? I've seen a lot of stories. I'm on a couple of groups of alien abduction or witnesses on groups, and they talk about what has happened to them. And these are the extraterrestrials that they're seeing. They're not these blonde hair, Arcturians or whatever, you want to Palladians. This is what they're seeing. They're not seeing Nordics or none of that. This is exactly what they're seeing. And this is what's taking them in the middle of the night or just doing awful things to them, right? And this is what, we try to explain to many people of how or what, everybody's experiencing out there with disclosure, because that is a part of disclosure. People are showing exactly what's happening, right? So I was going to have Terry Linch on tonight. I guess he didn't get to make it, which is okay. I'll get him on another show. It's not a problem. He probably had something to do, but it's okay. But he has a niece, and I want him to talk about it. But I think I can just kind of show you. She has, she lives over there by Mount Shasta, right? And this is her right here. And him, that's Mr. Terry Lynch. You can see how tall he is. Mr. Terry Lynch is a big man. He's a tall man. Tall man. He's a great guy. Anyway, that's his niece. And she happened to catch something on top of Mount Shasta, right? And he sent me a couple of pictures, and I was able to zoom in and make it into a video. So I want you guys to see this and just kind of note that she was taking photos and didn't realize that she had caught something on her camera and taking a picture on top of Mount Shasta. So here it is. So he analyzed it with his analysis tech, that he's using, his apps. And then I'm showing you how I'm zooming in and kind of just bringing in the craft a little bit closer. And there is one right there above, and it's not an airplane. Right here's where you can see it, and you can pretty much note what it is. It's almost like a cigar shaped. And there seems to be a smaller one right above it, right? She caught that right above Mount Shasta. Isn't that beautiful out there? I'm so jelly. I want to live out there. But this is what they're catching out there. And this is exactly what Terry caught above Paulina Peak there in Oregon, in Lapine, Oregon. He's got similar photos, right? And, we just need to note that what people are seeing out there and they're catching on there are not smudges, they're not bugs. After you zoom in and you start using your analysis techniques, you start noticing that there is an electronic magnetic field around these things, right? And I just want you guys to understand and know that everything that I said here today and everything that I did here today and showed you guys was proof of what they have done to me, of course, like a cancel culture, a little bit of gaslighting, if you want to call it that. And then I started showing you the universe of how we're all connected, right? And what scientists think as we're connected to the universe, right? These are people that have been, doing quantum physics for all their lives or most of their lives, right? To have a change of heart and a change of feeling about it, and things that sometimes you'll have an aha moment, right? That was something will pop in your brain. Say, "Whoa, wait a minute! No wonder." Yeah, exactly. That's why. That's why. And I wanted to show you these guys this, right? Of what what their thoughts were. Terrence Howard, he's an actor. But on top of that, he's a genius. He's got I don't know how many patents out there. What we're using today, you don't even realize it. That he patented that many, many, many years ago. You just thought he was an actor. Oh, this guy goes a lot deeper than that. We saw Billy Carson talking about the Anunnaki, the tablets. We talked about the beginning, things like that. How we're all connected. And regardless if you're religious or you're not a religious person, that's okay. All I'm trying to tell you here is that we are all connected, and we are all connected as one, really, in reality, right? And this is how I talked about ufologists today as citizen ufologists. And I had lost my train of thought earlier, and I've said this over and over. If we stick together, right? Bam. We stick together. Like Big Mama said. Each of us is like 5 fingers. And if you put those 5 fingers together, it makes a fist. And with this fist, you can strike a mighty blow. And this is how families should stick together, right? But this is how us ufologists need to stick together as well and work together. The same exact principle and the same exact concept works exactly the same way, right? And this is why I was so upset earlier, because even if you don't like my films, or even if you think that I'm spamming, or even if you have a group that, no, you're spamming, I don't know, you're no self-promotion, man. That's not promotion, it's disclosure. And if you don't like the disclosure that I'm giving out there, then you have no business having a group page. Look into it first. Some people, they don't look into it. They just kind of, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. I don't think so. I'm an administrator in like maybe 10 groups, right? When I look at people's posts, I look at them. I open it up. I look at it because I want to make sure that what they're saying or what they're trying to present to you guys, especially in the Alien Strand Disclosure Project, that we're talking about the same thing, right? And I don't care if you're self-promoting, as long as it's disclosure that you're promoting, really, in reality. So don't let Facebook or none of these other platforms that go against ufologists. Right now, I think fake book is the only one that's the major issue and the major problem. As far as the other ones, I don't see very many issues, but I know sometimes YouTube has a problem. But I just want you guys to know that as we work together and as this podcast presents you with all the information as possible, and I'm giving you my thoughts. These are a lot of my thoughts, my basic principles of everything and how I think, right? I'm not telling you how to think. I'm just kind of giving you a different process of how to understand. And that's what I'm doing here at Alien Strand Podcast. Even when it comes to extraterrestrials or ufology, it's the exact same principle. And all that is up to you guys to decide if you believe it or not. I'm not here to make you believe. That's up to you to decide, like I always say. All right, guys. This has been my absolute pleasure on this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed my 25 minutes of rant. Hey, I had to do it, man. I had to do it because you know what? What happens? You know, we as humans, crap just builds up inside, right? You end up getting mad. I was already feeling it. I was already getting angry today. You know, before the podcast, I was already, oh man. You know how it was? And then I was like this. I was like Miss Louise Jenkins, 1957. I wish a motherfucker would. Believe me, if I could smoke a cigarette, I would. You know what? I might just tonight. I might. I want to be just like this woman. I want everybody to be just like this woman. When they confront you with, we're going to take this away from you. We're going to take that away. We don't want you posting it. I want you guys, you don't have to smoke a cigarette, but I want you to make a stand just like Miss Louise Jenkins in 1957. Goddamn it. I would love to. I wish she was still alive. She's probably not alive today, but man, I would love to have met her. Man, she's just a badass woman. Oh my God. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast today. It was my absolute pleasure. I'm glad you heard me rant a little bit. You know what? Let's get a t-shirt of her. Let's all get a t-shirt of her and wear it, right? Let's be like Miss Louise Jenkins, 1957. Let's get one made. That'd be amazing. And we'll put an FB in the back with an X in the back. Hey, what's up, man? I can make that happen. You know that, right? All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Please share. Please like. Please give us a subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, I really appreciate you guys. I'm so humbled that you guys are watching today and enjoyed this podcast a little bit. I know I rambled a little bit, but I hope I showed you a little bit of disclosure because that's what it's about. Disclosure. It's about showing you exactly what's out there, what's up in our skies, and it's not a left, right. It's not the right thing. It's not, no, it's freaking disclosure. We're citizen ufologists. I don't give a crap where we're at. I don't care where we're Rumble. I don't care I don't care what social media platform we're on, but we're not on Facebook. We're not there. Because if I would have did this there, they would have blanked me out right away. You're naked, man. You're naked. I hope you guys saw today's nakedness. All right, guys. You guys have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good evening. And have yourselves a good night. Enjoy Alien Strand Podcast. Make it one of your favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next one. We'll get to your Linch in the next one, all right? Ay, te guacho. Bye-bye.
Join your fellow starseeds, lightworkers, and experiencers at the 2024 Full Disclosure Now Conference, this July 15th to 18th. This conference will be a fun and positively life-changing experience for so many. In addition to 4 days and nights of presentations, there will be special event dinners, dancing, fun time on the beach, UFO night watch tours, film screenings, vendors, and more at the lovely Serrata Beach Resort on St. Pete Beach, Florida. Over 34 Montauk Project survivors, Secret Space Program whistleblowers, ET contactees, and psychic healers will be presenting in the name of the Full Disclosure Movement. The truth must be revealed if we're all to achieve our Star Trek future here and now. Get your event passes and book your stay now at fulldisclosuremovement.org.